Hey everybody, welcome back to Dragonbane. You know what? I forgot what episode it was. Who cares? Uh, we are here still going through Bothild's load. We're down a player for now. They might join in a little bit, but for now, we will be just trudging ahead. So, last time, you all got a tip that there may be a piece of the dragon statue here in Bothild's load, which is an old abandoned dwarven mine that got flooded based on the dwarf who it's named after, Bothild, digging too greedily and too noisily down into the depths of the earth, and they awakened something down in there. You've gotten two pieces of information: that there may be a dragon statuette piece here, and that there has been goblin and orc activity in the area, leading you to believe that Maladuke may also be nearby. So, you came here. You made your way in past the first door, which was locked and had basically been booby-trapped. It was an ambush from above as goblins poured this hot, nasty soup down on top of you and shot arrows down. But Crothu managed to bust the door open as you all got in, only to find yourself in a room with 6 more goblins. And it looked like you were going to be able to talk your way out of it. And to be honest, you had talked your way out of it until Crothu stabbed one of them. Which sent them all nuts, and then a fight broke out, which almost resulted in 2 deaths. But eventually, you were able to subdue the goblins, take a minute to catch your breath, and then you heard a roar from deeper within the earth. Whatever creature, whatever monster was awakened here years ago by Bothild is awake once more, and aware that somebody else is in this mine. So that's where we're going to pick up with the 3 of you. Crothu, I think, probably off doing his own thing, probably ran into another room to see what was in there, while Beyonce, you and Vaughn are just trying to catch your breath when you start to hear some arrows from the room before you, that small chamber that led into the room you are, as you hear arrows raining down. You also hear the slosh as some more of that hot, like, soup or whatever is poured. Until eventually you see Kyra. Am I saying it right? Kyra. You've been gone a while. Until you see Kyra finally slip through the door, a little bit out of breath, but I'm not going to make you roll for it. You made it in. And let's put the map back up.
After my rolls for Golden Vault, I'm not looking forward to rolling again.
Well, here's the thing.
It's lower in this system. It's been so long.
It's what?
It's been so long. It's lower in this system.
Yeah, right. You're good. They took such a beating last time. I don't feel like trying to kill you just getting in the place. So you are now in. Okay. And
you
then
see arrows and hot oil and Kyra's body.
Yeah, just dead in the middle of the doorway. So there, you have now made it into the room as well. What you see when you walk in is just bodies everywhere. There's like 6 goblins' bodies that kind of like litter the place, and the 3 of your 3 friends are kind of crowded up in this top left corner. Just they look really bad. Crothu looks worse than any of them. He almost looks like he's dead on his feet, because he technically was for a little bit. But yeah, now we're all back together. What's your reaction, Kara, having come into the room to see that?
Seeing all the bodies, seeing Crothu. Who was the other one that was low on health? Was it Vaughn or Beyonce? That
was low on.
Fucked up. You said there was 2 of them that ended up looking pretty fucked up last session. So it was Crothu and
I'm doing great.
Crothu and Vaughn both went down last session.
Vicky's great. Vicky yet again, another Killer Bubbles character that wipes everybody else out while everybody's on the ground.
That's just your job.
I'm gonna walk in, see the 2 men that are hurt, see Beyonce's fine, and the bodies. I'm just going like, damn, Beyonce, okay, Troll Killer and Orc Slayer, I see you. I'm impressed.
Well, I wouldn't have had to be a Goblin Slayer had it not been for our friend who seems to have gone and take a breather, I hope. Yeah, We took care of these guys. Hopefully we won't have to make that same mistake again. Vaughn, just a show of hands here. You all right with us trying to use diplomacy on this next round?
Of course, you know me. I'm always for diplomacy. These are just harmless creatures. They don't know what they do. There's no such thing as bad, evil monsters. They just don't know. They're just going by their instincts. So yes, we should try to talk with them first instead of just fighting. Maybe with Crow through leaving the dungeon and leaving us here, maybe we might succeed in some diplomacy. But it's nice to see you, Kyra.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to talk to the guards after everything went down back at the town. I just need to sort some things out, but I'm good. I'm back now. Sorry about that.
I almost died, you know.
And you're still here.
Yes.
Praise whatever god you choose.
Insert god of this universe here.
that sounded so passive aggressive. It wasn't, I promise. That sounded
Praise
real bad.
God.
You start to hear noises. You start to hear noises from back in the room where you had come from. Up in the ceiling.
Like sorry.
You can hear Crow through just him growling, and then you can hear some more goblins kind of screeching, and there seems to be a slaughter going on upstairs.
Okay, you know what? How about while he clears the path back, let's try and solve as much of this as we can before he gets too bloodthirsty.
Yeah, he needs to be.
I would happen to agree with that. Let's head on in. I believe we can at least try to talk our way into finding the next piece or two quickly.
Okay. Do we... I'm assuming this is new, so we're just making our way. I'm going to have a look at the middle, and then just have like a quick glance in the other rooms around. So like a quick 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
If I can, please.
So let me clear this, and I'll show you what you have. Up to the north, you have a room that looks like it looks like there's some old carts or things that were stored here. This was likely a place where they used to keep the carts for the mines. But right now it's just kind of a cart stall. They're separated by these meter-high stone walls that line the room from from east to west. You can see that there are reliefs of dwarves on these loading carts that have been vandalized over the years. And you can also see there are gleaming silver ingots that are kind of embedded into the wall. There's also one of them, the one on the like right there in the middle. You can see it looks like one of the carts has been broken down and used to make a fire. Off to the left in this room, you can see stairs that kind of go upwards, and from that direction, you can hear the noises of battle with Crowthu up there.
Okay.
So you think that probably curves back around and leads above the chamber that you walked through.
Well, I suppose we can knock out this way. She's going to come back and just, I believe that's the way back up in her tops, and I think Growth's got that.
Yeah, we don't.
I think he can handle that. Let's go the other way.
I want to take a look at this statue. It seems interesting over here. I want to take a closer look at it. Okay.
So the statue in the middle of the room is of a dwarven woman who she's holding her battle axe high into the sky. You don't actually give me a myth and legends.
Oh my god, the legend of Sheemly instead of Gimli.
No. You're a well-read individual. You know this. You don't necessarily. You're not necessarily seen pictures, but you're kind of putting two and two together that this statue is likely of Bothild. Now, commonly, and it was earlier when they told you the story of Bofild, they refer to them as a man. But this is clearly the statue of a female dwarf. So whether it was lost to time or what, for some reason they've ended up misgendering this person. But you're almost 100% sure that this is Bofild. A statue to her likeness, and likely constructed before the fall of this dwarven kingdom.
No, it's a shame that this beautiful caverns here, created by these dwarves, are overrun by the goblins now. It's such a shame.
Yeah, I think they might have that on themselves from what it sounds like. The words on the walls and all that.
I mean, it's a shame, but who else would be using this space? For all intents and purposes, the dwarves may have left so long ago that I don't know. I don't think I've seen a dwarf before.
I don't think we've had a dwarf this entire campaign, have we? Oh, there was two.
No, I don't
Nope.
I think there were two back in the.
Oh yeah, no, the blacksmiths. I flirted
Yeah.
with one of them.
Yeah.
I have a couple. A couple of my fans are dwarfs.
A couple of my biggest fans are dwarves.
Yeah, some of my biggest fans are dwarves.
The mallard likes the dwarves. They're like almost the same height, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so there's two other ways out of this room. There's to the south and there's to the east.
I mean, the door to the east looks like it has, or it looks like the rubble there might be of maybe doors of the past. Perhaps that might lead further in from that.
That's exactly what that is. That is.
Oh, okay, cool.
Stone doors that are like busted and kind of lying off their hinges. So it's open. You could go further in, but yes, that's exactly what that is. Those are stone doors.
Okay, sweet. I thought it was just going to be another.
Good on you. Good on you, map makers for Dragonbane.
Do we want to just go straight in and?
No, I think we should scout first. Maybe just peek through the hallway. I'm curious if the artifact is here, or the piece of it anyway. I do not think goblins would be running around with it. It has to be locked up somewhere, and probably by something more powerful than a goblin.
Yeah, I might agree with you. I think there's something. I mean, if y'all remember Lauren, you came in right at the end there, but the ghost cavern with all the ghosts in it. You remember all them ghosts?
No, I think I saw you guys at the end of when you were coming out of that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came
there
in.
There were a lot of
right
ghosts.
Lauren.
I know, I noticed that too. We got too many games going on. You called him Lauren.
Lauren was the first character. I just reused the name. Yeah.
All right. Damn.
Yeah, I reused the name. Anyway,
this is your third character, isn't it?
This is my.
I think it's just second
in Dragonbane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a habit of stopped breathing.
Only survivors in this game.
Yep, you and Bacance. I think you came in and murdered their communist ogre friend.
Yeah, that's right. I killed the ogre straight away because I was like, they're being attacked. I need to save them. And then then the Ferris's character was like, why the fuck did you do that?
I don't think you were meaning to do that.
Totally on accident. I thought that you guys were getting hurt. Anyway.
Well, also, I think you just meant to shoot him and scare him, and you like critted or something, and then rolled max damage.
I did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't just kill him. I absolutely fucked him up.
It was bad. Cool introduction, though. Really cool introduction.
Don, if you want to have a quick look, I can stand behind just in case and pull you out for protection.
I'll go look. Those stone slabs there. They'll kind of hide me. So I'll go take a peek over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Beacon say, do you want to have a look at the south first, or are we just going to all sit together?
No, I think maybe I'll peek around the south. I think I can handle myself. If you don't mind watching out for Gramps. And that's with 11 Gramps, Vaughn.
Yeah.
I need an awareness roll
That's
from
okay.
both of you, Vaughn and Beyonce. Awareness success, Beyonce. That's a fail. Do you want to push it or no?
I think I'm gonna push. Yeah, I think I'm a little tired.
I would imagine so.
Is that
I
one?
would have thought you were a bit sickly.
Hey! Okay. Oh, much better.
Okay, much better.
Okay. I'll do the south.
Inspiration, please. I made the pun. Inspiration.
All right,
No,
fine. You can have your
no,
punspiration.
Don't.
It was pretty good.
I'm not taking it.
So, I'll do the south first. Beyonce, as you start to approach, you notice you're kind of assaulted with this kind of rancid smell. This pungent odor of like wet fur and shit. As you kind of peek in, you can see that the walls are decorated with these soiled images of dwarves leading horse-drawn carts through these dramatic landscapes. So it's almost like they painted them in these murals on the wall. You do hear something in the distance. Somewhere, it's a little darker in here, and you can see, and there's like these stalls laid out, and you can see in the furthest corner, there's a small little glint, something that catches your eye. If you'd like, I'm going to need you to give me a spot hidden roll.
Yeah, we don't use that often.
We don't.
Oh,
And I failed it.
Okay. There's something there, and you can hear the audible sound of something. So what do you want to do?
I think I might be like, does it sound like, is the thing that I'm hearing sound living?
Yes. It's like a low growl. It's not necessarily. It sounds like a warning. It almost sounds like, if you're getting too close to like a dog or something, and they're like they're not attacking, but it's like I know you're there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna back up away from the door, and then I'll just I'm gonna look over to wait to see if Vaughn sees anything.
Okay. Vaughn, you passed your awareness roll, right?
Yes.
Okay. The path in front of you goes just straight out for a little bit and then starts to gently slope downward. You can see as it kind of goes down, you can't really see too much because it does dip out of your sight, but you can also see that there's like moisture along the stone walls as it starts to lead down into the darkness. But this does look like that it goes deeper into the mine, but the way, at least as far as you can see, is clear.
Yes. It looks like it goes down. I can't really tell, but it looks like it's very damp. I don't know if there might be some water down there or something, but there's moisture clinging to the walls and the ceiling.
You did mention, you did say that the place was flooded, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
But if I had an artifact, would I bring it down into the depths of water? I would probably keep it high and dry.
I mean, this is probably going to sound a bit problematic. I don't know, but can goblins swim?
Do they sweat? I think they pant. They're panters.
You know what? Whoever wants to, go ahead and give me, let's see what ability is good for this. Let's see. I don't think that would be myths and legends. There's no history, though, is there?
Hunting.
Seamanship?
Seamanship? Well, maybe. let's just do myths and legends. That'll be my default history for this one.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Ah, boo-hoo.
Unless you
I am
want
not
to
rolling at all today.
push that, you can.
Don't
No, I
don't
don't.
push it.
It doesn't
I'm already
seem like it's
pushing
worth
it
it.
enough just being here tonight, guys.
You're not sure.
Well,
You guys don't know that
you
much
could-
about goblins. You want to
You
go
can always
for it,
do like
Vaughn?
a stretch rest. Pushing, or just you're gonna give me a
Don't
roll.
push it.
Yeah, if you
Don't
want
push
to
it.
if you want to roll, did you roll already or no? I didn't see it if you
No.
did.
Here we go.
Oh.
I'm pretty good
Okay.
at it. I know
Okay.
pretty all the myths here.
You're a friend of goblins, apparently. I mean, you were just in prison for being a friend of goblins in Maladuke. Typically, they're not fond of the water, you would know. Now, you're sure that some of them can swim, but in general, goblins have an aversion to water. They don't like it. They don't really like, they don't really like to bathe themselves. They don't like being submerged in water. They just, it feels unnatural to them.
Well, this is maybe a clue. I know for a fact that the goblins, they hate water. They're like cats. They don't want to be anywhere near it. That's why they stink and smell all the time. They never have a bath. But anyways, I'm thinking, if there is an artifact down here, if the myth is true, and maybe the goblins don't even ever got a hold of it. Maybe it is down there. It could be.
But then on the other side, if they can't swim but they have one, wouldn't you want to put it in the water?
Yes, to keep it away from the goblins, maybe. Maybe this might be the way.
Beyonce, I think we found a way down. Are you okay?
Yeah, you know what? I think we might want to, if you didn't hear anything dangerous that way, I might say we go that way first. I think there's something in the south that is going to be a difficult terrain. So I think we might want to go this way first.
We
That's
better
funny.
be quiet then.
Alright.
So with that,
How do we want to do this?
yes, how do you want to do this? Who's going first? At this point, you will have to go single file because it does it does narrow down into just single file hallway, very tight.
Kyra, why don't you take the back and I'll take the front? Because I
Okay.
think you're ranged, right?
Yes, I pretty much only have bows.
Vaughn, honey, will you hold the torch for us?
Yes, I can do that, but you're a bard singer. You should be taking the front. Where is that crow through when we need him?
They don't call me the troll killer for nothing, honey.
That's true. She's
bard-
probably the
the
best
bard is
one to
leading the
go
way.
first. Okay. New map.
Attack bard.
As I mean, for a bard, you've done some pretty badass stuff since this campaign started. The tunnel is cold, very damp, and it has this kind of musty smell to it. The ceilings are really high, and you can see the tiny droplets of water and this ghostly haze make it kind of hard to see how far up it is, and also harder to see just more than a couple meters above your head. You can see that there's dwarven artwork all over the walls, though, and it bears witness to the former grandeur of this place. It almost juxtaposition. I didn't use that right, but the walls themselves have this very grand, very very royal almost look to them, which completely contrasts with the crumbling stone and the pathway that just kind of goes right down into a small pool of water. As the path also then curves off towards the north, you can see from here on out, the water is at least ankle to knee deep. Kind of shallow at the moment, but what do you want to do?
I guess you're feeling right at home there, Beyonce.
Yeah, this feels just like home for me.
Where is home
Me
for
mys-
Beyonce?
Me myself.
Water off a duck's back. so, where there's lots of water. Yeah, no, she lives. Her dad's was like a sailor, so she probably lives off on she probably used to live on in a port town.
Okay.
Probably right on the water. I bet you, I'm imagining their house. They for sure had one of those widow's peaks, if only
Oh.
because her mother lived for the drama.
I love it. I can see where Beyonce gets her flair for the dramatic then. She makes a good bard.
Absolutely.
So, heading on in, I'm assuming.
I think,
Mhm.
Beyonce, I do not like this water. You see my fancy garments. I don't really want to get them wet.
Oh, Vaughn. We don't really have much of a choice.
I'm still a little hurt. Can we do a little stretch rest for 10 minutes before I contemplate going into that filthy water?
Yeah, why not? We can try to see if we can't find some swimming trunks or something off them goblins upstairs.
Yeah, maybe I could change into my undergarments.
Oh. I love the idea of getting some swimming trunks off the goblins, whom, by the way, we just established don't like water. But hey, you know what? Maybe one of them does.
All the more reason they probably have those nose clip things, and then the goggles.
Oh yeah. Out of those 6, one of them is was like a professional swimmer. Like they've been training their whole lives. There was a triathlon coming up next week, and now they'll never get to do it.
Hey,
Sad.
they would have paddled and doggy paddled their heart out in that triathlon.
They would have. They would have. But we'll never know. We'll never know.
No.
All right, so you guys want to try to take a stretch rest?
Yeah, because I'm a little injured. I might need it. I got 6 hit points, so can I roll a d6 to get?
You
I get it
can't.
back?
I was just looking up to see if I could remember how the stretch rests work.
I can only do it once per shift.
Okay.
And I get d6 hit points and 2d6. Or 2d6 if someone's tending you with a healing roll.
Oh, yeah. So if someone's tending you, you get more. I remember that now. So, yeah, you get a d6 of HP and a d6 of your
Willpower,
MP
yeah.
or what, willpower back. So, yeah, anybody, since we're stopping for a minute, anybody who wants to do that can take that. Can take their stretch rest, yes.
Nope, shit. Oh, well, might as well.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, you
health.
don't really need to, so.
No,
I used a little willpower, so it's nice to get a little bit of that back.
I don't know how to...
Oh,
okay.
During a stretch rest, you also recover D6 willpower and heal a condition of your choice. So that'll be nice for the people who've been pushing.
Because I...
Ooh, pushing.
Push it real good.
I'm good, thanks. I'm right.
While you guys are kind of catching your breath, you do hear this kind of rumbling roar kind of echoing through the chambers ahead of you. Just this kind of reverberating off the walls. You can kind of feel it in your bones. But it dies away quickly.
Love that.
Like my will to live.
Non-existent.
Beyonce, out of everybody here, you have more to live for than anybody. You got a girl waiting on you back at the tavern, right? Dozens of adoring fans. You have to live. What's your number up to now?
Well, minus the 3.
Oh, yeah.
19.
Okay, well, a dozen at least. So we'll get you up to dozens. You were there.
I was almost 24. I had 22
Oh,
last
man.
game.
Okay. 10 minutes or so go by. Vaughn, have you stripped down into your undies, or what are we doing here?
Yes, I do. I do not want to stain my luxury clothes, so I put them in my backpack and yes, I guess I'm ready, Beyonce. I'm not looking forward to that and listen to those growls down there. I'm not really excited about doing this.
I understand, but you know what? We're heroes. We ain't heroes for nothing reason. No reason. Lord.
Yes, I guess we're
We ain't
heroes.
heroes for nothing reason. That's that's Beyonce's. That's our new catchphrase. We ain't heroes for
That's a nice
nothing
little
reason.
bit. Nice little bit of inspiration there, Beyonce. I appreciate that.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
So just because I'm not
That's my
sure.
next country album. Hey, here's for nothing reason.
Are you just being inspirational because it's who you are, or is this like one of your bard things that you can give people something with? Because I honestly don't know.
Inspirational because that's who I am.
Okay, perfect.
No, we can only do the bards in this game. Only have the one thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
So are we heading on in?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, move me.
I was adjusting.
Oh, you're good. Move me. Move me.
So
may
you go up
have
to here.
I'm gonna go. I'll be back.
You can go up to here, and as you're walking by, you can hear just the sloshing as you walk through. The water's getting a little deep, a little deeper. It's about halfway up your shin. You come to this first fork, and you look off to your right, and it just you can see the water start to get deeper. You can feel like as you're walking, it kind of slants off to the side, the ground, and just looking out, you can see that water looks much deeper, but it seems to go off into like this collapsed tunnel. So you can go forward a little bit further, and you see the same thing up here. These two that kind of veer off to the right, they go off, and it looks like the tunnel is completely collapsed, and there's just nothing but water as far as you can see. So your first real choice is right here. So which way you'd like to go?
Well, Vaughn, you're the least comfortable of us. What do you think?
Well, damn right I'm least comfortable. Look how deep that water is. At least you can float.
Right. I'm doing great.
It must be nice having hollow bones.
Piggy's at home.
Vicky's not even walking. Vicky's like doing the duck thing where they're just like paddling.
I was just about to say my legs are tucked up underneath me, and I'm just sort of like.
That's what I was imagining too. That's
Yep.
exactly what I was imagining.
Maybe we should stick to the main path and just have a look down each one as we go past. That way we have a rough idea of each one.
I think that's a good idea too.
The map isn't showing up in Alchemy, so I am using your stream off of the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. So.
Yeah, so I'm following you guys. I'm using the stream. Oh, yeah.
Did you go to tactical view?
Yeah. Also, in response, because slow reaction time for Hillary today, you said hollow bones. You know what they say about hollow bones? Better acoustics.
Wow.
That was a delayed reaction. You're right.
Right.
So tired.
It's not the time for humor, Beyonce.
I'm just quickly quitting out.
There's always a time for humor, Vaughn.
Psychic just left. Watch him mess up the
No.
camera.
I can't.
Sorry, I did. I quit out, come back in, and I've got the map now. Thank you, Vaughn.
Oh god, that's. Oh, okay.
Right,
Okay, well, good.
Cool. Yeah. Just keep looking down each aisle, and I don't know. Maybe we'll find something.
Okay.
Or someone.
Dun,
Dun, dun.
So.
Yeah. Anything so far?
Here's what you can see so far. The one kind of on the left-hand side, that one goes off, and the water does get a little bit deeper for a bit as it turns around the corner, and you can't see what's beyond that corner unless you go down that way. The one off to the right here, you can see that it goes down this way. Again, it also looks like the water gets a little bit deeper, and then kind of shallows back out a little bit. And then there's another, looks like a flooded tunnel down that way. Up to the north, yet another flooded tunnel. And then this way, you can see about right there. So you'll basically need to pick which one of those directions you want to go. Also, Tyra, your camera's off if you want to turn it back on.
Oh, what? Hang on. Okay, one sec.
I just like seeing your pretty face.
The northernmost east route, I think, looks the least deep, or at least has the least deep options for
exactly. Yeah.
any folks who don't want to get to swimming.
The Vaughn doesn't want to get too wet.
No. The deep passages, you should lead the way, Beyonce. But
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe I have a feeling that some of these are going to lead similar places. So let's go up and then around over this way.
Yeah, that way is there is a path where you can kind of go around like you're doing to stay out of the deeper water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just watching and enjoying watching Killer like move themselves around the shallower.
I know, I loved it. She actually did the thing, yeah.
Like,
listen,
Killer, you're the
I know. I'm just being polite. Try not to be rude to my less aquatic companions.
I love that. That's so good.
There is, I'll tell you, give me, as you come here, I would like a spot hidden roll from whoever's leading. So that would be Beaky.
Me.
Come on.
Fail.
Oh, man. God, these rolls suck today.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you see there? Tell me. What do you see, Beyonce?
Nothing yet. Just a bunch of water and tunnel.
As you come around this way, you see that the water slowly kind of fades away as the path rises back up a little bit, and you find yourself looking in on this large chamber. Now, what I am going to need from you, Beyonce, is a sneaking roll.
Oh, no.
Ooh. You got this. I believe you.
Where's my sneaking?
I believe.
Okay. Oh, no. I'm just not.
Hey, let's go.
Ah, okay.
3. Perfect. Perfect. So, give me just 1 second. And I will show you what you see.
She's a mullet. Of course she doesn't make noise in the water.
I was just, I was thinking that I probably should have given you advantage, to be honest. But as you're coming around the corner, you start to hear voices. And you peek around and you see that this chamber in here, for the most part, is relatively dry. But there's also a couple figures in here. You see 2 large orcs, 3 goblins, like the ones you saw before, and then another orc that seems to be in the middle of all of them, kind of talking. They are adorned with like very, very scary ass gear, to be honest. They got a really broad jaw, even broader shoulders, and they're a pretty impressive sight with these really massive fangs. And you can see like around their neck they have what looks like a skull or 2. And then they also have like some chains and things hanging off of all their armor. It looks like trophies from their previous conquests. You can see that they also have like a smattering of like red paint across their face. They use it as like war paint around their eyes, around their mouth, and she's just kind of addressing the people in the room. What do you mean you haven't been able to get in there yet? We've been here for days. How many more goblins do we have to throw at this before you figure out how to get in that fucking room? One of the other orcs is like, Ma'am, we've been trying everything we can. There's just... Perhaps the lady knows something. She won't tell us anything. We've already asked her 5 fucking times. What are you doing?
Well, I'm definitely turning around and making the big ol' to the other two.
Fair.
And
That's
maybe
fair.
like a backup.
Did I hear
Am I
orcs there?
seeing that like yeah. Am I seeing like there's that little like crack in the back? Does that look like this is like a caved off entrance to something, or does this just look like just a room?
Are you talking about the crack in the very back of the room here? Like
Yeah.
right here?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't really tell, you don't really know where it goes, but it does look like it goes somewhere. It's not like a caved off room. Actually, bushcraft. That's the best thing I can think for this.
Bushcraft.
It's kind of like a survival check, right?
Yeah. I am so bad at bushcraft.
Oh,
Hey,
Okay.
you made it though. You can't know for certain where it goes exactly, but you're guessing that based on the way that you guys have kind of come back up a little bit, and you see that it also looks like it's like slanting up, it may be a second entrance to the mine. And likely the
Okay.
way that these people have come in.
cheaters.
Excellent.
Fucking speedrunners.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love this for them. I'm gonna push my friends back down the hallway a little bit. Enough to be out of earshot of big scary baddies.
You heard orcs? Did I hear orcs?
Was
Yeah.
something scary?
Yeah, back a little bit more, so we're gonna be like back here.
Oh, okay. Right.
Don't
Vicky's
yeah, I
pushing
for
you
sure
all
don't
back.
trust. Yeah, for sure. It looks like this might be an alternate, like a back entrance to this this cave back there. The head orc lady, the Maleficent or whatever her name is, Malefactor,
Maladuke.
Maelstrom. Yeah, that's what I said.
The Maledictorian.
Yeah,
Hey,
valedictorian.
it's Von's shtick to get the names wrong. You're stealing somebody else's thing.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
I had another one.
Let's hear it.
Copyright.
The other one was, do you remember the other Mallard that we had to kill? And he was a Mallard's Dictorian.
Did you kill him? I don't think you killed him, did you?
No, he ran away with his tail between his legs. The
Yeah. Yeah, he got
Still
away.
Anyway.
Wimp. So I think that they're looking to get into a room. I don't think going that way right now, at least, is the room they're talking about. I think we might want to check out some of these other entryways to see if there might be what they're talking about. But they're talking about getting into a room to get probably what I'm assuming, seeing as how I am an educated woman, is the statue pieces we're looking for. So I think maybe we should check out some of these other ways before we head back up and maybe head towards that south entrance that we saw earlier.
See if we can't snatch something before they do and run.
Well, if we had Crowther,
Yeah,
here,
exactly.
maybe talk to the orcs. You know?
He's not good at that.
I think Rothu likes to talk with his sword instead of his mouth, so I think maybe we leave him out of this one.
Vaughn, honey, you heard the sounds up above, and you also saw all of the bodies that I had to come through. I really don't think Crook was the best for diplomatic solutions.
Or subterfuge, as we are trying at this point.
But if we do need to clear a path, we know who to go to. But it looks like we're about to get a little bit more wet, because I didn't see any path before that was just shallow water.
Nope.
Right.
Thanks, DM!
Well, lead the way, Picante. Let's get this over with.
I will do.
Yeah.
Let's try the more shallow. Yeah. Let's try this more shallow option first, where it's just like a little bit of swimming
How
and
deep
back
is
in.
So,
How deep is it?
as you say
There's
that,
a swimming roll. There's a swimming roll.
there's no swimming roll because that water right there is about it's deeper, but it's only about like waist height. So you're kind of like wading through the water. But then as you kind of climb up on the next side over here, you do see that there is that's race fog. You do see that there is a
There is a
small
swimming roll. Close.
chamber right here where the bottom kind of falls out. You can't really see how far down it goes, what's down there, but there is a considerable depth to this next little portion.
Kaya, can you go check the other passageway, please? Because I'm not looking too forward to going that deep water. Maybe that other passage.
You know what? It might be an idea. We can say, we'll leave on with you, because you can, well, you don't swim, you float. But I'll go have a look.
Thank you.
As you wade through this other portion of the water, Kara, she disappears for a minute. This one comes back up, but then goes into a flooded chamber. A huge flooded chamber that seems even deeper than before. As you stand at the edge and look down, there is no bottom in sight. So you hold on right there. I'll get right back to you. What do the two of you over here want to do?
I'm waiting for a Kyra.
I mean, I think we're waiting for Kyra to come back.
Waiting for Kyra. Okay. Then Kyra.
Hi.
As you're standing here, just kind of looking down into this bottomless, empty void of just water, you hear a voice that calls out to you.
Oh, God.
Well, what do we have here? Who are
Hello?
you, honey?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know there was somebody here. My name is Kyra.
Oh, my bad. 1 second. And you can see, like, floating above the water, just slowly starting to appear in front of you, is this ghostly figure that just slowly materializes. My bad. Kyra, you say?
Kyra's immediately just gonna look at the lady and be like, oh my God, your arm looks so nice. I wish I could kill something like that.
Thanks.
Completely
really help me
genuine,
You
out.
by the way.
must give me your stylist.
Didn't really help me out too much before, but I suppose if I have to look like something for eternity, this is as good as anything. What are you here for, treasure?
I'm gonna give this story. I'm gonna try and explain to the best of my memory what it was.
Okay.
Me and my friends have been on a mission to find these pieces of an artifact to essentially trap some big demon thing that people don't want out because it's going to destroy everything. We heard that there might have been a piece or two in this cave, but the only thing we found so far is a large group of goblins and orcs that have been, as far as I'm concerned, defiling this place.
Yes, I've met them. She kind of tilts her head to the side. like as she's listening to you, and you notice that it goes further than it should. And as she's doing that, you see
Oh,
that like it looks like her neck has almost been severed all the way across. So it kind of hangs off to the side when she does this huge gash right here.
dang.
She kind
Nearly
of bumps.
headless
Nearly
Rachel.
headless. Why
Nearly headless
Exactly. I
Rachel.
was just thinking that. She kind of looks at you.
Ah, I'm
Yes,
so
I've had
sorry.
my run-in with them. Foul beasts they are, all of them. Keep asking me for
I,
questions. They're here for treasure, I think. I don't know, I didn't bother to
no,
ask.
honestly, I wouldn't be bothered to ask them anything either. Um, no, we're only here to find these pieces that we had heard that there was a piece, to put this. Kyra's gonna explain it better, obviously, because she knows what's going on. I've just been away for a while. But yeah, specifically mentioning
Understood.
that we're looking for the artifacts for the urn, I think it is, and like why we're doing it to stop the devil thing, but also mentioning that we're trying to do it like before the Maladuke and all that to try and get ahead of them so that they can't screw things up more.
Okay.
Um,
That's all
yeah,
100% true. So give me a persuasion with a boon.
thank God, because my persuasion is not good. Uh, did that work? Yes. I did it!
Oh,
Oh my God!
wow, your persuasion is not good, but
Beautiful.
that did work out.
No!
She kind of like
I am
eyes you.
Pro with a bit more class.
She kind of eyes you for a second. Oh yeah, his persuasion was it 8 or was it lower? I remember he rolled it last time, but it was down there. She kind of
5.
like puts her hand up here and just as she's listening to your story. Well, I'm inclined to believe you. I myself know a thing or two about unleashing things that are better left buried. Hmm.
Of course.
You're trying to stop this thing, you say?
Yes. Obviously, with a greater threat happening to this part of the world, and well, I live here, but
Hmm.
essentially, we're
I
trying to
used
stop
to.
the big thing. Yes. Can see that. Kyra's gonna
Yes,
giggle a
you
little
did
to herself because
live
she
here.
loves that dark humor. Like so, Kyra's just gonna be like, "Yeah, yes." Kyra's then going to explain how we have Vaughn and Beyonce that are like having a look down the other pass to see if there's like anything. And she's also going to mention Through up above taking out those goblins. But like speaking it and wording it in a way to say like, you know, there's going to be less to deal with up there. We're taking care of the goblins in one way. But she's going to be very honest and say we can't deal with them.
What do you tell her specifically about Crothu? Just the name
Um,
or what?
Friend.
I'm
We have a
going
friend
to.
upstairs too.
I'm gonna say that I'm here with my friends. Vaughn and Big Conce are just on another side stream, having a look around to see if they can find anything. And then I'm also going to mention my friend Crowthrough is dealing with the goblins up top.
Okay. So you don't specifically mention he's an orc. That's a good thing.
Honestly, I don't think Kyra's even paid much attention.
Fair enough.
Kyra and Crowthrough have not gotten along.
She just kind of looks at you and you can tell she looks almost bored. And
Mm,
from what I mean, you also know
that,
that this lady looks exactly like the statue upstairs. So putting 2 and 2
yeah.
together, she's probably been here a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To be honest, you're the first person I've seen in a very long time that hasn't just been down here looking for gold. You said you have
Sorry.
friends with you.
Yes, and then I'm going to explain Vaughn and Beyonce. Um, And then Kyra's going to put on her womanly charm and vaguely describe Crothu in a way to say, we have to trust him because they work with us and they're good. But, like, I feel like such a dick because Nefarious isn't here. But I don't think that Kyra would be too, like, nice about explaining Crothu because they
That's
just
fair.
don't.
That's fine.
I hate
There,
doing that.
there's
But
there was
yeah,
some there's some RP there.
I feel like Kyra's probably just going to be like, we have him upstairs. Look,
Oh, don't, every
he's a
time I
bit
miss The Walking
brutish.
Dead, they shit on Bennett like constantly.
Yeah,
I'll be
Kyra's just going to be
listening and
like,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
he's brutish. He's mean. He's a warrior, but
A warrior,
I
though.
can't deny he's been very good with us, and he's been dealing with a lot of the goblins, which has allowed him for us to be able to come down here unimpeded to just look for what we need. But I assure you, miss, as soon as we find what we need, or even if we don't find it, we have no intention to plunder or spelunk or anything like that. God, I hate that word.
Plunder?
Yeah, that's a
Spelunk?
bad word.
Spelunk. It sounds so wrong.
How's this? Are you up for making a deal?
Let's be honest, I would be in a pretty stupid position to say no, wouldn't I?
Well, fair. There's not much I can do to you, but I also have the knowledge you seek, so I will tell you, I know of this statue piece you're talking about.
Oh.
I was in possession of it, actually. It's buried with me. I always thought it was lovely. It's hidden.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I thought it was a lovely little piece of obsidian. You know how us dwarves are with our rocks. But
I've heard stories.
my burial chamber has been sealed. Now, I do know the way in. And I'll tell you in exchange for a favor.
Of course.
It's about this point, there's another growl that kind of goes through the chambers. You see, long time ago, I think my legacy speaks for itself. We got a little greedy. We unleashed something, and it, she kind of points to her neck. Well, its jaws coming down on my head was the last thing I remember before I was freed of my mortal coil, as they say. I've been so pissed about it, I haven't actually been able to move on, so... You kill that motherfucker. Give me peace. Bring me proof that he's gone. And I'll tell you how to get into my burial chamber.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's more than fair. Kyra's gonna take
to talk it over with your friends. I'm not going anywhere.
Kyra's gonna giggle to herself again. Kyra likes this chick.
I do too.
Kyra's gonna give it some thought and say, okay, I'm gonna talk to my friends. We're probably going to make the decision to work with you. Of course, you have the knowledge of you. I mean, it's certainly also fair that after so long, you deserve to be at peace.
I'm so tired, bored. Everyone left
Kyra's
so long ago, and the only people that come here now are spelunkers and goblins.
Kyra's just, just in that very, like, affectionately, she's just been like, oh, fuck you. I have an idea of how to do this. Do we know where the big one is? Because if these other goblins are in the area, I wonder if I might be able to lead your problem to our problem. Weaken one problem and take out the other one, and then just wipe out the rest.
Not a bad idea. You see, the only problem is these chambers are just a portion of the mine. There's much deeper
Oh,
portions
very
of this
true.
mine that are very, very flooded, and that's where he makes his domain. In fact,
Right.
you
Yeah, that
wouldn't
makes
really be able to go down there yourselves unless you have a way to breathe underwater. So the best thing to do is bring him to the surface. Now, I do know that he does like raw, fresh meat. So if you happen to have any raw, fresh meat that you could dangle down in the darker parts of the water, that might do the trick. If your
Hmm.
friend is as strong and capable warrior as you say, I imagine there's lots of fresh meat for you to feed this thing.
Oh, the Kyra's just gonna say, "Oh, honey, we have so many bodies up there. How many we got to dangle?" Very well. Well, you have given your terms. I'm going to be honest. I'm very likely to agree to these terms, but I'll still talk to my friends, and yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Just bring me some proof that you've killed it. If if you can, that bastard ate my axe. So if you can cut that out of it, if it's still in there, that would be the proof I would require. Or its head, I don't really care, as long as you can prove you killed it. As long as I can
Nothing
see
more
it and
proof
get some
than,
closure.
yeah, nothing more proofful than tearing a bitch apart.
I wish I could do it myself. But I'll have to leave it in your capable, physical hands.
Ah, yes. Well, I shall be back when the deed is done. And if not, well, I'm still gonna try. I'm either gonna kill it or die trying.
One piece of advice, watch out for the
Of
bite.
course. Right.
Her head kind of just tilts off. This time it kind of goes past her shoulder and just kind of hangs down to like right here. And then she just pushes it back up.
Yes.
All right.
Good luck.
I shall talk
And
to you
she just
soon.
kind of fades away.
Wow. Never thought I'd talk to a ghost. I wonder if there are people who don't believe in them.
Nice.
You're gonna make that.
Thank you! Kyra's gonna come back to where Beyonce Ivana. Oh, you're still here, thank goodness. So good news and bad news. Well, the best news and bad news, but I have a way to find where the piece is. I spoke to Othel, the dwarven lady that was the statue up above, and she is unable to peacefully cross over because of the beast that essentially killed her. She has promised us information in exchange for proof of the beast's death. Obviously, I'm not going to be one to do it, but apparently you can dangle some fresh meat over the deeper parts of the cave and this thing will come up. So, do you think there might be a way that we could lure it into that room, Beyonce, that you said the other orcs were in? Might be able to weaken it?
Are you?
I believe so. I think we might have some fresh goblin meat ready upstairs. We might be able to just maybe create a trail and then run.
Yeah,
um,
sorry, that was a lot of information. I know.
Are you pulling a fast one on us? How could you have seen
Uh,
it? The dwarf's
no, I
ghost.
did. I mean, I was away for a little bit. I come back and I have all of this sudden information. I didn't
Are
know that
you
before.
okay?
Mentally, physically, I'm fine. Mentally, I'm a little bit shaken. That's the first ghost I've encountered. Well, it's the first one I've spoken to.
now we're on even footing grounds, my friend.
Yes, well, I mean, anyway, we have a reason now to find what we're looking for, and we might even be able to take out two birds with one stone. So if we can get them and lure the beast into that room with the others, maybe one problem can take out the other problem, and then that problem's weak, and we can take out that one.
So you leave for
Back here.
2 minutes, and you come back, and you say that we have to go dangle a piece of meat in the water.
Yeah,
And we're gonna get the artifact.
my original thought was to pick you up because you seem quite light, but then I remembered all of the dead orcs, the dead goblins above that I had to crawl over. This is just an above table joke, by the way. I promise.
Well, I am certainly not going to be dangling that piece of meat.
I think it's going to be only fair if like Kyra or Beconce do it, and Beconce, the only reason you do it is because you can be like on the water. But yeah, I feel like Kyra's probably going to be the one to do it.
Beconce could be like when you're fishing, the little bobber. She just kind of wades out there and holds it down, and when she does this, you know
Yeah.
they've caught something.
Yeah.
It's like a little piece of cork, yeah. I think that my idea was like basically nobody has to be dangling a piece of meat, right? So we're gonna cut up the pieces of goblin and basically make a trail starting from where those goblins are and the orcs are, and then ending where the deep part of the where we think the monster is, right? And then hiding or getting out of the way and allowing it to follow the ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of goblin, right? All the way to
piece of goblin.
ooh, piece of goblin.
My character is having a hard time believing Kyra in this story, so maybe
Valid.
can Kyra do a persuasion roll on me or something to see if my
I'm
character
Go for it.
believes.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, you have seen ghosts. You have encountered many ghosts so far in the first in that first
Okay,
dungeon.
give him a bane on the or a boon.
Boon.
A boon? Okay.
It's like a boon on the persuasion. Oh, it's still low.
It's really low.
Worked for you last time.
2 6s.
Wait, why is
Am
that?
I?
What is your? Oh, your target's 5. Okay.
Okay, I do have a reason to use scared because Kyra. This is the first time Kyra's encountered a ghost, but it's
Sure.
the only one I'm pushing.
Okay.
So let me roll that again.
Come on. Oof.
Yeah.
That
No,
was worse than the first time.
that's
That's even though you've seen ghosts, Vaughn, that was in a completely different place. I mean, the rumors about that place involved ghosts, and and you haven't known Kyra that long either, so I don't know. It seems a little fishy.
Yeah. I'm just pretending I believe, but I'm like winking at Beconce like, really? Is this
like this bit? Seriously,
No,
oh my god.
Beconce's like I've seen so much worse.
Yeah, Kyra is not even going to like try to convince you too hard. She's just gonna say, "Well, how about this, Vaughn? You let me do all the dirty work, and you just sit back and stay safe while we do this."
I'm fine with that. Further away from this water, the happier I'd be.
Okay, Beconce, did you have a look further, or were you just waiting here?
I was waiting for you to see if there was anything interesting that way. Apparently there was, so I'm gonna just do my little duck thing and just swim this way a little bit.
Hey, I'm not. I've been trying to think of what to roll for this, and I'm just gonna go with seamanship because it sounds. What else am I gonna get? What else am I gonna? Is there swimming? Oh,
There's literally a swimming.
Is there a swimming? How did I overlook that? And then swimming. Yeah. Damn it! How did I overlook that?
But also, Beconce should have a permanent boon to swim.
Oh shit! It's the last
I do
one.
actually.
That's why I did.
Oh,
I got down to seamanship. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'll work. So swimming, and you should have a boon. If you don't, I'm giving you one.
Yeah, I absolutely do.
I'm curious what the duck swimming is.
We're about to find out.
It's pretty high, actually.
5.
Yeah, we find out it's a 3.
My god, you
They don't swim.
You would love that, wouldn't you? Hang on.
I think it would just be funny.
My internet's.
They don't swim. They float. They glide.
Fair.
Sorry, my internet's like doing its thing that it's doing.
All good. I would offer to roll in your place, but I have a 6 and no boon.
If you can't, I
yeah.
can roll it for you if you want me to. But
I got it.
Oh,
3.
beautiful
Okay.
job.
As you just
Yeah, there is a thing in here, just so you know, because I have it. Webbed feet. As a mallard, you also get a boon to all swimming rolls. You always move at full speed in or underwater.
Amazing. Cannot believe I didn't see the swimming in the list of I like literally
You're a
spent
goober.
minutes of my life like in my head like what should I make them roll for this? Oh Lord. Okay. So, I will need one more sneaking roll from you as you make your way across here. But yeah, no problem. I mean, you can see she just does that duck thing and then just like paddles across.
Oof, I'm also scared.
There.
Because I do believe in ghosts. I
Oh,
do
thank
believe
God.
in
Okay. Okay. Damn. So you get to the other side, and as you kind of get back in the shallow water, you can hear like this
Do believe
clanging
in
noise in front of you, just this boom, boom. And you look down, and you can see that there's this small chamber, and there is one of the orcs that's just kind of beating on like this big ornate door. And he's just like, he turns around to the two little goblins, and they're like, "We don't know. We've been trying to get in there for 3 hours now. There's got to be a key or something." Ugh. That ghosty bitch would just tell us what we were supposed to do to get in this damn thing. I know the pieces in there. It has to be. They do not see you.
Good.
What do you want to do?
Turn around, go back and relay what I have seen to my buddies.
Give me another
As
swimming roll.
is the way. This is the way.
No problem.
Ooh, yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Modern day Michelle Phelps.
Michelle. Great. Okay. So you made your way back across. No problem. You're able to tell them what you saw. So you found the room. You found the door that they're trying to get into. What's the plan?
Montage time?
Yeah. Yeah, montage. We're gonna go up. Well, we have to find where the stupid monster's coming from, right?
So
would Kyra
have to.
make the logical conclusion of that room where Botha was in looked the deepest, right?
it looks the deepest, yes, but you'd also probably be able to put it together that the way she was kind of saying was that there's a lot of places, the whole thing below you is flooded, and that any of the deeper parts, it would probably be able to come up on any of the super deep parts of water. Now,
Or any of them.
yeah, any of the dark spots.
Beyonce and Vaughn, do we
Yes.
want to have it be closer to the room or a little bit further? No, the closer means better surprise. Because there was a deeper part just before that room, right? I'm talking about the part just above us.
Yep. There was. It was another flooded tunnel. So basically what those are is they kind of like start going down deeper into the mines, but it's just totally flooded from that point on.
Okay. Vaughn, I know you don't believe me, and it's a totally valid response to have. I completely understand. If you two want, if we go back to, I take you back to where Botha was. That's on a path hidden to the side. I can, I'm the one that had the idea that spoke to her and is giving you the information. I'm happy to put myself on the line to be able to get it sorted and done, and I can do it from the closest point.
Well, if it's some ghost and monster or orcs, what do you think? Either way, I wish Crowther was here. I don't think we're adept to handle all this.
To be completely honest, I kind of got the thought that Crowther wasn't a fan of orcs or goblins, so I think it might be a good idea that he's not here.
I forgot to tell you something too.
Oh?
You know, I can't swim really. I can't swim. My swimming's a 4.
Oh wow, that is low.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you went in the anyway. It was terrible. Kyra's just probably gonna like probably just smile at you very endearingly.
Yes, I know. I'm ashamed of it.
I mean, you know what? I can't really swim as well. I just know how to float. But maybe it might be good then for you to, I don't know, stay back, go back up, be Conte can look after you, and we can just cut up some. Oh boy, just cut up some meat, make a lure from the open room, back down to a deep part, and then just run.
Okay, well, that sounds like a plan. I'll abide by your story. I kind of believe it, but you got to admit it. It's a little.
Oh,
It's a little
of
out there.
course. That's why I said it's totally understandable that you don't believe me. It's extremely impractical.
Well, you know, I have a
but-
scientific mind, and I kind of need evidence.
Oh. In that case, then look at it from an experimental point of view. I have given you a idea, and now we're testing the idea to see the results.
Yes. Extraordinary. This is extraordinary claim, right? And that requires extraordinary evidence, right? So I see it,
Well,
anyways.
Well, then allow me to provide some extraordinary science. Kara has no idea what she's saying.
I think Psychic knows what they're saying.
Yeah, I feel like Psychic's backed himself into a corner and he's like,
Michael is struggling. Psychic is okay. Kyra is fucked.
You're 3 people right now.
Yeah, me and my personalities are on their last breath. Yeah, just we'll go up, cut open some
Okay.
bodies, and
I'll get
make
the
a trap.
meat, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. Big Hansei, how do we want to do this?
Yes.
Do you want me to do it?
I mean, the body parts.
The luring the trap. Well, we're gonna have to help Vaughn. I didn't exactly see something sharp on him, unless he's gonna beat the dead goblins.
If we're being honest, I am the best swimmer.
Yeah, true.
So why don't we go cut the bodies, and then I will swim my little tail off, and I'll do that last, and then I'll meet up on the shallow parts away from where the mate will be.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Love it.
All right, dear. A lot is about to happen in a very quick succession.
Montage.
I understand. When you go back up to the room in the first chamber, you're all going back up, right? You guys followed after Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a little, like maybe a few seconds behind, but yeah.
Okay. So when you get there, Vaughn's already he's already gone into the room. All 6 of the goblin bodies are gone. And you can see blood trails as though something dragged them into that southern room.
Oh.
What do you want to do?
I suppose we should kill something. We needed them. Maybe we could go up the top. Has Crowther dealt with the ones up the top?
It's quiet up
Perhaps.
there.
Okay, let's check it out. Let's see if there's anything to be seen.
Okay. So you're going to go to the north and around, back into that room where Crothu is. When you make your way up there, Crothu is just kind of sitting cross-legged, and he has this big, the stuff they were pouring down on you? It was a soup of some kind, and he's got like this big ladle, and he's just like eating some of it. You can tell that he was famished from murdering all the goblins. There's another like 4 goblins up here that have been slain. And you can see now that you're up here, there are like little holes that have been poked or carved into the floor. And when you look down, you can see that it's just that chamber that you walk through. Like this was set up as an ambush specifically. And they had 2 or 3 pots of this boiling soup that they were both eating and pouring on any individuals. But Crothu just kind of nods at you and just takes another big sip out of the soup. It's not bad. It smells
Grow through.
horrible.
We could use your help.
And I will, but I need a minute.
Well,
Trying to eat here.
While Crothu's eating, then Kyra's going to relay all of the information. And the idea of the trap.
Okay. Something to kill? Sounds evil. Sounds fun.
Yeah. My original idea was to lure the 2 parties, make them fight, and then us take it. It's so hard. I play a lot of like MOBA games. It's so hard to not say let them fight and third party gank them.
Yeah.
I would have looked at you a little weird if you'd have just flat out
Yeah,
said that. I'm like,
valid. Yeah, I think Harry's going to explain the idea of making the 2 parties fight to weaken them, or weaken one, the others died, and then we come in and take out the rest. Or, depending on what happens, if it's the orcs that are still alive and done, well, we don't even have to fight them.
sounds like a solid plan. We'll catch up as soon as I'm done. I won't miss the action.
Okay. Alright, well...
You're muted, Omega.
Can you be done like now?
I would be if Snefarious was here. But
I didn't
otherwise,
have to poop so bad.
You
gonna
could- you
eat
could,
for a minute.
You could send his character in immediate danger without him being here.
Yeah, I don't do that.
That was funny. That was well done. Kyra doesn't have any, like, daggers or anything, but she does have her arrows, and she's just gonna, like... It's gonna hurt her, but she's gonna break an arrow to make, like, a makeshift knife with the tip.
Oh, you don't have to do that because Beyonce has an extra knife.
She's gonna go to break it and, like, look really sad and see you pull out a knife and be like, oh, thank fuck for that.
Iki has her sword. She's like, she does everything with her sword because it looks cooler. Like, she cuts bread with it.
Oh,
You might want to wash it before you do that again, though. After this, go ahead and give me a sword.
Yeah, it's gonna need to
check.
get fixed.
Give me a sword check.
I just realized I have a knife.
Oh, it's at a Bane, isn't it? Because I broke it last round, didn't I?
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's smaller, we're using the serrated piece to... I'm trying really hard to...
Yeah, you know what? It might be better.
Okay.
Broken.
It worked. Still worked. It is broken,
Excellent.
but this at least they're not moving. Takes a little bit longer, it's a little bit harder, but yeah, you're able. What are you going for? Like, what are you trying to get?
Just pieces, right? A little bit of liver, a little bit of arm, a little bit of sinew. You know.
Yeah, the
worst.
They didn't really specify what piece. Just fresh
The
meat.
stinkiest meat spots.
Anyone in the room can give me a myths and legends.
Can multiple or just one? Because if it's just one, hey Vaughn, how you doing, buddy?
You know, you can all do it.
Mm.
Anybody in the room.
Okay.
And anybody here that can do it.
Beaky's pretty good at missing legends too, only because she's
No.
bard. So
Well, it looks like Beaky's the only one that got this too. Beaky, as you're starting to carve, like you go to like get like a pinky, and you start to think about it. You've heard tales of this before. I mean, you know, even before, you know, you met up with these people, this is kind of one of those local legends. The thing that they unleash down here goes by the nickname the White Death. And from your understanding, it was a rather large creature.
That's attractive.
So as you're going to cut, you start to think to yourself, you know what? We're dealing with something really, really big. Small pieces might not cut it. In fact, might even be better just to use the whole goblin.
Oh. Yum.
That's what you kind of just muse, thinking back on the stories and the songs you've heard about the terrible tragedy of Bothild's Load.
I'm not liking this place.
Yeah, there's. I remember specifically. There's a line in the song that says, "Just use the whole goblin."
So now we got to go fishing for this giant beast.
Mm-hmm.
And Crothu ain't doing nothing.
Not you.
I'm eating.
Let's lace them up.
Yes, Crothu is like, he's like a dog that's the boss of you.
He's a Doberman.
He's like, by the way, covered head to toe in blood. You can't tell what's his and what's the goblin's, but he is already just soaked in blood.
Vaughn, do you think that it might be an idea, because this shouldn't take too long, do you think it might be an idea that maybe you wait up here with Crothu and then come down once we've done the trap? So that way you're not in the line of fire at all?
Well, it's not that. It's you just know how I feel about water. If I got pulled into that deep water, I don't know what I would do.
Probably die. That's usually what would probably happen.
I heard when you drowned, it's like dreaming and floating. It's a good death, but I'm not so sure about that.
Well, if drowning is like dreaming and floating, then your lungs must feel like shit. Anyway, I'm sure we could have a great conversation about drowning. However, I would like to not do that.
Well, here's the goblin. Good luck.
Yeah. How many goblins were up the top here? You said there was like
4.
4? Okay. Above table, do we want to use 4 and space them out a bit, or do we want to like maybe make just like a 1, 2, 3, or how do we want to do it? I don't know why I said above table. We're doing it in game, yeah.
What's everybody's strength?
13.
I am little baby 9.
Okay. 9.
I have hollow bones, as was previously mentioned.
Okay. I will say this. Beyonce could only carry 1, period.
Yeah.
You, I will say, could carry 1, and if you pass a strength check, I'll say you could struggle and get 2 in one trip.
Would I be able to explain to you me testing my strength in this room first before dragging down to see what we do?
Yeah, what I'm saying is you do that, and then it'll determine how many you could leave this room with.
Okay. All right.
In one trip. I mean, you could always do 2 trips, but if you pass the test...
I'm going to push it.
Okay.
I'm going to push it to... I'm going to use Disheartened, because I do feel a bit like this is... I feel like this is an inevitability that someone could die, but it's the best thing that we have. And because Kyra has kind of put herself in the line of fire, she's a little bit disheartened at the idea of she may not make it out of here, but it's for the better good.
Okay.
Oh,
just enough. Just as that you start to become disheartened, you manage to pull the other one up, and so you've got one kind of on your shoulder, and the other one you're kind of having to drag. But with one trip, you can bring both. And you think it might get easier when you get in the water. You can just float and push them.
Yeah. Okay, Beyonce. We've got 3. That should hopefully be enough.
Yeah, let's
you
go,
ready?
honey. I'm ready as I'm ever going to be.
Okay.
All right, going back to the map down here, right? Okay. I'll put you back here. And Vaughn, you're staying behind for just a second, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk, try to
no.
get Crow through to, stop with his meal and let's get on with this.
Get off his
We got
ass.
a mission
Okay.
here.
Okay. Just a second. Oops. There we go. Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
So, where exactly are you all going to start putting this trail of goblin bodies?
Okay. So, Killer, what I'm thinking is it was the big room that they were all in. You have one body, but you have like full movement speed in water.
Yeah.
So, do you think it might be a better idea for you to place the last one and then have full movement to sprint out of the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the last one the one in the water?
Yeah.
No. So, Killers will be like where the cutoff is. So it'll be like the last one leading into where the orcs and the goblins are.
No, the last one will be the one in the water because as soon as it hits the water, the monster's going to come.
Oh,
we start with the orcs.
So that's why I was
the water.
asking. I was like, okay.
I got confused. I got confused. Sorry. Okay.
You guys do whatever plan you want, but that's why I wanted to clarify which one was going down first.
Yeah, no.
So the first one to go down, I am thinking is going to be here. The second one, the second grid from the top here, where it's flashing. I think one body should go there. And then one body either in this hallway, and then the last one in the deep area, which was here. So it's kind of like really quickly like able to just go straight in, and we can just like run back down. If that's an idea, or do you have a better idea?
Yeah, no, because I think running straight down's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Wolf.
So your idea is to place it and then run away from it and hope it goes up and just deals with the orcs. Just so I'm clear.
So it'll follow the food, you know.
The bodies, yeah.
Because even if it kind of smells meat, it's probably going to go for the easy stuff first. That's how animals work.
And also, as we go, we can.
That's how animals
kind
work.
We can push our hands into
is
the
that
water
how animals
and try
work?
and wash them
What are you,
off.
a zoologist? All right.
I mean, while we're leaving as well, we could try to put our hands and that into the water and try and like wash the smell a little bit.
Well, I mean, you guys are wading through water this entire way, anyway, too.
Yeah,
I mean, quick duck under. I mean, basically, this is going. They're kind of going to be floating in the water. You know, this. It's not as deep, but they're still. It's still at least shin high.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, so first one, I'll put down at the end, just before the turn, so they can't see the body floating there. So it'll be like in there if that's being seen.
Okay.
Yep. And then Killer, do we want to put it into this hole, like this dark part here? The second one on the top in the middle, or where do you think would be best? He said any. Fine. Yeah, because he said any dark is deep.
Where's the third one going?
Yeah.
The third one will go in the middle here,
Okay.
Between the 2 points to create kind of like a triangle. And then as soon as Beyonce puts that one down, we fucking good old Aussieism to fucking piss bolt down the road and get out of the way.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. So, It's easy
Yeah,
enough.
that's one part.
You guys,
Oh, thank God.
I will say this. As you're placing the first one, the only thing I'm going to ask for is in one more sneaking roll. Because you
Okay.
are getting kind of close. So that's all I'm going to ask for that. You're getting kind of close to where the orcs were.
Yeah. I was putting that one. Don't worry, I was putting that one. We specifically said that Beaky was putting the one in the deep part of the water.
Never mind then.
Beaky,
Never mind me
they
then.
didn't need to do that one.
Fair enough. Okay.
Okay?
We
Got you.
I
We
will
specifically mentioned it.
I will let that one slide then.
Also, we're coming on a huge headache, so we might have to.
Well, I'm not going to
Okay.
get into any kind of
might.
fights before without a full party anyways. Don't you worry about that.
So, I'm doing the sneak. Let's just hope it's not that bad. Okay. Let's see it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
You
so
do-
glad I was specifically went through it all.
As you are putting it, you don't think they hear you, but you do hear from inside the room. He should be back from checking out the progress on that door by now. Fuck. I have to do everything myself around here.
I am not even going to. As soon as they hear they should be back by now, I'm not even going to be stopping to listen to more. I'm just going to leave the body there and slowly make my way around. And then leave the second body in between the two parts. And then start walking back as Beyonce leaves the top one here at this dark part. And then as soon as I see Beyonce come back around, we are out of there.
Okay. Beyonce, all I need from you then is a swimming check.
Excellent.
As you're waiting out to drop the goblin bait.
It's a boon.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Those both passed either way. As you go out onto the water, you can see below you already something deep down there. Like a dark figure. Just kind of happen to pass by as you look down. And you drop the goblin and then just turn around and start booking it back as you can feel the water beneath you starting to kind of move around. As soon as you clear, this giant white mouth shoots out of the water. It comes out of the water with water pouring down the goblin right in the middle of the pool that it like has in its mouth as it just slams its jaws around it. This huge white serpentine creature as it slams around it and swallows this thing whole and falls back into the water, sending up a huge splash. I'll go ahead and put the token out here. Let's see this guy.
Okay, Leviathan, I see you.
This huge, it is actually. I needed a picture, so I got the Leviathan off the Final Fantasy Wikia.
Sorry, that was an instant reaction then.
It didn't. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, cool. That's sick, though.
I needed one that was white, so I was like, white snake or white Leviathan.
It's gotta be white.
Because it's the White Death. Its name's the White Death.
Is it because it's Black History Month that you couldn't call it the Black Death?
That's sure. Ace told me I had to be good this month.
Love you, Ace. I know you don't watch this one, but I love you.
Yeah. As this thing just kind of it splashes back down, Beaky, as you jump out of there and just start booking it back down the hallway, you can then hear like more splashes as this thing's head kind of falls up onto this path, and it starts looking both ways, and it looks to the right and sees you running, but then, like you said, it looks to the left and it sees that other goblin just kind of floating there, and it starts to go in that direction. This thing is huge, though. As you see its head come out and go around the corner, you can see it gobble up the goblin and keep going, and the end of it never even comes out. Like the back end of it is still in the deep end of the water as it goes around the corner, and then you can hear just what the fuck? You can hear like this screaming kind of echo and this roar come out. Again, the tail's still in there. This thing is humongous, which also makes you wonder how big the mines are down below. as the sound of fighting resumes in the corner, the room up there. What's the plan? What's the plan here?
Shit
Damn,
myself
girl. Are
accordingly.
you a dwarven mind? Because your below is real big.
Oh my god.
Your shafts are real. Damn, boy,
That
are you a dwarven mind?
that
So sorry, guys.
deserves something, but I don't want it to.
Your below is so big. You want to see my bronze weasel?
Good.
Watch all my
Oh my
shows. We got inside
God.
jokes galore.
Oh my god.
Do
The
you have a
idea-
dwarven mind joke? Put it in the
Put it in the
comments.
comments.
Also, tell me, Bubbles, I hope your headache goes away in the comments.
The original idea was to kind of just put the bodies in and then book it back to the top.
Okay.
And then, yeah, but seeing how big that thing is, Kyra's like, having some thoughts. Because that's a big one and we are very much still alive.
You are.
Are they back now, or are they
hopefully-
still in there? Are their tokens where they are?
No, so they would be about right here now. So I need to know what they want to do because they can see this thing going off in the direction that they wanted it to. But I want to know what they're doing now.
Hi.
Hiding. I guess going back up to the shallow part. Just waiting out the sound.
Okay. Give me an awareness roll, both of you.
Oh boy. Oh, that one's not too bad. Oh, never mind. I think
well,
Kyra's still playing on the idea of like just leaving and she's not paying attention.
It's
Okay.
funny how they move their tokens like right back down there. No, you're up by the beast.
Well, they were up there, and then I said they moved back, so I moved them back.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought they did it.
Kyra's not staying around. She is booking it.
Hey, Beyonce, you want to give me an awareness check?
I did. I failed it.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
see it.
Did
Okay.
I?
No,
No,
Did I?
Kyra rolled it.
Oh, okay. You know what? I hit the button and then I saw Kyra's.
Failed
At
it.
this
I still
point,
failed it. It's
because you've ran back so far, you can't hear. But it has gotten eerily quiet again in the mines.
You guys look like you've seen a ghost.
Very funny. That thing is really fucking big. Let's go back upstairs, please.
Yeah, that was a real big thing. Let's get out of here.
Kyra,
What do you mean?
Kyra's
What
gonna
did you
grab your
see?
hand and be like, "Come,
You guys
I will
really
tell
look
you in a
scared.
second, Grandpa. We are getting the fuck out of here."
Right behind you.
So
No.
A bowl-filled materializes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Here's your proof there, Vaughn. She
Okay, I like
materializes
that.
just right behind you. Are you leaving? I thought we had a deal.
We have a deal, but I am not staying down here right now while that thing is longer than the goddamn mind itself.
Well, it's not going to get
I
any.
told you the plan. I told you the plan. The plan was to pit that thing against our thing and then take out the weaker one. But honey, y'all see the length of that thing. I think I know who's gonna win.
Oh, of course I've seen it. It was the last thing I saw.
Oh yeah, true, with the whole like thing.
I don't
Yeah.
think, honey.
she
I don't think
notices
we're
you-
running away.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think we're running away. I think we're getting out of the way.
She
If-
notices you
if
for the first time,
Michael-
and she just kind of like someone would tip their hat. She just tips her head off to the side, kind of showing this huge gash in her neck.
I think Kyra is panicked after seeing the size of that thing.
I'll hold up my end of the bargain, but if you leave, you'll never get what you're looking for, Kyra. What's the plan then? Say it kills all the orcs, that's great. Less orcs in the world is always a good thing, but doesn't really help either of us, does it?
We make Crowther fight it. Wow,
was
that
the
sounded really
warrior.
dark.
He was the warrior, you said, right?
Yes, but I'm not gonna lie to you, you ain't gonna like him.
I like so very few people.
You know what, fair. And he can't really do anything to him, I suppose one... Oh.
Fine. I guess I don't really have much of a choice but to trust
Both
you in this case, do I?
a quick question. I'm gonna ask her if she knows of the order of which that Crowther is from, the order of where the good guys, Lamau.
Doesn't sound familiar. I mean,
Okay,
when I
well,
was alive, we didn't really worry too much about the surface dwellers.
oh, yeah, that's fair. Also, both Ordises, Beyonce, Van, these are my two friends that were down here earlier.
Ah.
Crowther's above, he's the warrior. I assure you, they are much better at this than I am.
Well,
I am rather weak.
I'll be waiting. I just saw you running. Thought maybe you were trying to skip out on our deal.
Well, yeah,
But
that's-
if you can assure me you're coming back with the muscle, then I'll be waiting. It's good to meet you all. She tips her head again and
Nice
just
to
kind
meet
of
you, honey.
fades away.
Kyra, I apologize deeply for not believing you.
Harry's just gonna be looking at you and says, Vaughn, it was completely unrealistic what I'd said. I totally understand you not believing me. It's okay.
So
But there's proof.
it's maybe partly that I did not want to believe it because
Oh,
what do we
that wasn't
do?
fair.
Do we fight this huge beast or we fight all these orcs? Either way sounds non-winnable.
Well, if whatever is in that cave and they're looking for the pieces. Okay, Kyra's about to autism rant the fuck out of this for a second. I'm sorry. Okay. Kyra is going to be starting to put two and two together and says, okay, well, if we're looking for a piece of this artifact puzzle urn thing, and there are also other goblins and that in here as well, it is safe to assume that we have a couple of them and they're looking for this one. I don't know if there's another one. Maybe Maladuk's in there. And if Maladuk's supposed to be this big, bad, ugly motherfucker that is trying to deal with all this, maybe they're strong enough to deal with something like that. In which case, that's brilliant for us. We just chop up that thing, grab the axe or a head or something, and give it to Bothil. And then Maladuk's also weakened, and we might be able to deal with that after as well. But the long story short of it is, the deal was to do something with the snake, give that to Bothil. She lets us into um her mausoleum place, and then we have to open up the coffin and take the piece out.
I let your mom into my mausoleum place.
Oh my fucking god.
It's
I'm
better.
so sorry.
It's better because your camera's off, so I never like normally I can at least tell you're about to say something, but you're like stealthing with these innuendos tonight.
Sorry.
It's around
Oh my
this
God.
I'm
time.
like,
Go ahead.
I'm hearing like a third of all of this because my head hurts so bad, and that's
We're
all
almost
I
done.
heard.
I promise. It's about this time you hear footsteps coming down the ramp behind you as Crothu just kind of finally comes down, wiping his lip, and he still has a little bit of just like he's got blood everywhere. Still has a little bit of the soup. Just all right. What are we doing? What are we killing? And around this time, finally, you hear a triumphant sounding roar. It's so loud now that it's actually surfaced that the mines around you shake and rocks start to fall from the ceiling, splashing around you in the water. It goes on for 15 seconds of just shaking until finally it subsides and the mind is quiet and still once more. That's where we're going to end tonight, because I'm not going to start anything with a horrible headache and one person down.
Yeah, we
So,
need Crow through
Jesus.
for sure. We need some work power.
Yeah,
for
100%.
oh man. I'll say
Well,
this
that
though.
was interesting.
Yeah. Not a bad idea with the guy. I would like to remind you though, just so what's going on. Yes, there is one down here. The other one that you're expecting to find is likely with Maladuke, because it's the one that you gave the goblin. So Maladuke, yeah.
okay.
So it's not that there's two down here. The second one is retrieving the one that you gave up, basically.
Gave up, yeah.
Okay. And then if he's down here, we might be able to take out two. We might be able to get 2 pieces then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how
Right.
we're gonna win this. How are we gonna beat a beast like that? We can't even hardly beat goblins. That's gonna be tough. And then yeah, you got the beast, or you got all those orcs. Even those orc fights, we never fought an orc before.
No. Yep. And the beast is a monster. And you remember how monsters work in Dragonbane, right?
Yeah.
They always
Yeah.
hit.
No.
They always say, yeah.
Yeah. You can only dodge them.
Gross.
So.
Yeah. Hopefully, we might be able to figure something out.
We'll see. We will see.
Hopefully.
Okay. So that
Hopefully
is it
it'll-
for this week. I'm going to wrap this up quick so Killer can go and take some Advil or something. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for playing. Nefarious, hope to see you next time, because I think they're going to need some. Yeah, I think they're going to need some muscle. But that's it from me this week. Next week we are back with what is probably the finale for the module that we're working on with Final Fantasy Eorzea. I think it's probably the end of the level 40. Is that what level we are? Module.
Yeah.
So don't miss that. It's the second phase of that big boss fight they were fighting. Tuesday, we've got Walking Dead over on Omega's channel. I'm in that. Senator Bennett, he's the best. Then we got Golden Vault and Temptations next week. So next week is a big week for me. So, okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
if you want us to help support the show, we do have a Patreon. You can sign up for free. We put some just fun little stuff up for free. And then we also put up the occasional post-game show, or post-game. Yeah, I mean, those words work, but it's not a game show. Where we just kind of decompress and chat and stuff like that. And then, yeah, if you want to talk to us, join the Discord. That's also in the thing below. And Killer, did you have a question this time? What was your favorite innuendo joke about mine shafts? Is that what it was?
Make your own mineshaft innuendo joke in the
Got it.
comments.
I should start putting that in the
Keep
description.
it clean,
too.
people.
Yeah, keep it clean. That's our concern here. All right.
We have in
Anyway.
Australia, but we want to keep it clean. Okay.
With that, everybody, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Bye.